I'm calling to order the Management and Internal Services Committee meeting for Tuesday, March 12th. We've already prayed and pledged. We have a full quorum here. I need approval of the minutes of the previous meeting that's been presented to you.
Move to accept.
Second.
So moved. Do we have any changes to the agenda?
Not to my knowledge, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. I have no presentations or items for the consent agenda. We're going to move directly into debate. Mr. County Manager, what do you have for us today?
The first item we have for your consideration, well, now that my computer is completely dead. Can't get it to come back on.
For your IT
Jeff, come up
man sitting
and
right next.
present this for me, please. Bed now. I know we have, that's the first, I've got it back up. I've got it back up now, but Jeff, go ahead and present it.
Thank
Morning.
I'm in need of a new computer, so
Well, we're at the right.
I'm gonna have one here pretty soon.
Here we go. I think
It
we're
keeps dying on me.
ask for it. Ask for it in the committee. Dr. Carney, what do you have for us
Secretary
today?
of State has a problem.
Go ahead, Jeff.
All we have, all this is amendment number 2 to our MedNow contract. They're adding 2 locations, one at Bobby Jones and Washington Road, and then one further out of town in Washington, Georgia. So we're adding them to the contract.
So this is not a new contract. This is
No.
just giving extra meat to the contract.
We're adding 2
Got it.
locations, that's it.
And the cost for adding those 2 locations.
It's built into the contract, it's what we're already paying.
Very good.
We bid this on it when it comes up for renewal.
We usually do, we follow the procedure to do that.
Very
It's
good.
not due yet for, I think, another 2 years.
Yeah, I think we got 2 years left.
Very
Move to
good.
consent.
Thank you.
Have a second?
Thank you, Jeff.
Second.
So moved. Next.
All right, the next item we have for your consideration is an appointment to the Board of Health. This is Chairman Duncan's appointment to appoint Dr. Lauren Post to fill the unexpired term of Dr. Alan Getz, ending December 31st, 2027. Staff recommends the approval of this appointment to the Board of Health.
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved. Is there anything else on that section today? All right, Technology Services, Mr. Blanchard.
Ma'am,
How much money are we spending today?
a good bit, ma'am.
All right, let's
It's all
hear
in a
it.
good cause.
All right.
First, I need to
Get him a new
I need to
computer.
get a new computer for Scott first. But the first item I have for your consideration is the assignment of a private drive name called McDonald Lane, and it's off Deerwood Drive. I'm sorry, off of Deerwood Lane West. Situation that GIS discovered, of course, they're responsible for assigning new addresses. And on Deerwood Lane, we have a situation where we have 2 houses that are separated by a few hundred feet that have consecutive numbers. There's a new house that's going to go in between them. So in order to accommodate that, the solution is private drive name, Donald Lane, people that are going to live there. And that way we can maintain the addresses on Deerwood Lane.
Without changing everybody else.
Exactly. That would be a significant change affecting many people.
This is the customary way to handle this situation?
Yes, ma'am.
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved. Next.
Second item I have for your consideration is the ESRI subscription renewal. ESRI, or ESRI, is the provider of mapping and location intelligence software. In other words, our GIS software. We're heavily invested with that. We have an award-winning GIS department, and enabling or continuing this agreement enables us to continue to use the GIS software. The cost under this agreement is $170,000 per year. It's a 3-year agreement and it'll be paid out of GIS's operating budget, and staff recommends approval.
Second.
So moved. Next.
Next item I have for your consideration is a software as a services agreement with Tyler Technologies for upgrade to a hosted platform. We are currently on the on-premise version of the Munis Enterprise Resource Planning software. That software handles our purchasing, all of our HR functions, everything financial. It all goes through that software. Ms. Reese loves it. And what we've discovered is that as time has passed, Munis, or Tyler rather, is moving all of their on-prem installations to the cloud. That enables them to do better support. And years ago, I would have been against this move. Now it's essentially proven it's not the Wild West anymore for these hosted platforms. We also need to make this move for a couple of very good reasons. Number one, they're not really updating the on-prem software anymore. So if we want to use new features, we have to go to the cloud. A second reason is for disaster recovery purposes. Are aware, because we have to do security training and things like that, we're constantly under attack. One of the things that we can do that is disaster recovery for this software, which is critical to us, is to move that platform in the cloud where we have a vendor who's managing the software and the disaster recovery of it, so that if we have a problem, we can get back to it immediately, not have the kind of disaster that other local governments have done. The cost of this is $616,782.78, funded through TAV. It's not as bad as that sounds, because IT has budgeted for this already, or typically IT budget for this at the tune of $337,000 a year. So that'll cut into some of that cost. And then we will see some other cost savings down the road with some other platforms we're already implementing. So I can't tell you an exact dollar amount on what our savings will be down the road. It won't be a wash. We will pay more, but we believe we'll be able to get it down to no more of an increase of $75,000 to $125,000, $150,000 per year down the road. Staff recommends approval.
The 596?
The $596 is the cost of the software per year. It's $616 per year. Yes, sir.
So once this is on the cloud, there's some servers that will no longer have to maintain, replace.
We won't need to purchase servers or licensing to have local for these servers anymore. That's correct.
So we'll be saving money down the road by not having to replace servers that this software had been sitting on.
Down the road, we will experience some savings. Not to get in deep into the technical weeds, but these are they're called virtual servers now. So in the future, we could see some savings from not having to purchase as large a virtual platform or as many virtual licenses for that.
Virtual server, not here?
No, it is here. I could go on all day. We have a platform here which we can carve into smaller servers. That's what it means by virtual server.
I'm first.
Don't ask me.
So this all works well if the internet is good,
That's correct.
correct? So what if we have solar flares and the internet goes down? Are we dead in the water?
Where'd you come up with that one?
Which
My
internet?
tinfoil hat, my tinfoil hat.
The
Well,
internet,
there could be an alien invasion as well. Yeah.
I mean, the internet's ubiquitous, right? So if it goes down everywhere, why would we need to get on it? If you're asking, is our connection to the internet down, a lot would have to go down for that to happen.
We have some redundant capabilities for the internet. If we lose one service provider, then we can use another service provider to get to the internet. If they're all down, then
We have
I
bigger
think
problems.
We have much bigger problems. Yes,
Right.
sir.
Then we do have an alien invasion.
So just bottom line, right now we're paying X. Y, what are the, give me the
Difference in that is about $270,000.
$200,000, 70,000 more to go to
In year one, and then from there on, it'll be $20,000 cheaper next year. It'll be down to the $596, and then we will.
Hold on. 270 more first year. Second year, then it's 250 more?
Correct. And then after that, we also have some other software that we're implementing for permits and licensing. That feature is being removed from Tyler. So down the road, we will be able to reduce the number of users on the Tyler platform, and we could see about a $70,000 decrease.
Could be or will?
Depends on what we add.
It depends on what we add. There's some
How
flux in
many
there.
years
We
is
will
this
reduce.
contract?
This is a 3-year contract.
750 grand, ballpark. 250 a year, let's
Oh, yes, sir, if you look at it that way, yes.
Without your savings that we don't know about.
I'd like
Correct.
to move to debate and have time to go over this a little bit more before we.
We're not gonna understand it.
Gentlemen, do I have a motion?
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved. A little bit more, Mr. Blanchard?
There's one more.
One more?
This is for the purchase of T-Bird network testing equipment from Power and Telephone Supply. The T-Bird is a handheld network tester that our technicians and engineers need to install, tune up, and maintain our networks. It supports legacy and emerging technologies are required to handle various network applications. So in essence, what this is a device that we can use, plug in on our network, and help us do troubleshooting.
They're replacing something we already have,
It is not replacing anything we already have.
brand new.
Brand new.
Why do we need
Two
it?
brand new devices.
Why do we need it?
Keep the internet up.
In essence, yes.
So if we don't buy it, the internet's gonna go down?
Well, if you look at it that way, it can be complementary to what we just talked about, because it enables that our network is operating efficiently. And if we do have a problem, these are devices that enable us to pinpoint what the solution is. We currently don't have anything that gives us that level of detail. Mr. Sparrow can come up and address.
I just wanna understand why we're buying more stuff.
Just think about if you were trying to find something in the dark without a flashlight, you'd probably eventually find it. But if you had the flashlight, it'd be a whole lot easier to see it. This device, if there's a problem that we're having, it basically shines the light on it. We can go right to it. We can fix it right away. We had issues before where 911 was down, where it took us several days to locate a problem. Now we have a device that's going to essentially find the problem pretty quickly, so we can then go fix that problem.
The thing the mechanic.
That's a wonderful analogy.
So how do we do it now?
Right now,
Track it down.
well, we have other devices that are not as sophisticated that we can use. It's called an OTDR. But we also have, and we have a little of, I guess it's tried and true. We have to, or trial and error in some cases. We can go to one place, we have to trace a path back to data center or to another location to see where we're losing signal. And this device gives us a lot faster capability to make that happen. In broadband's world, and what we're trying to do with the broadband is make sure that we can guarantee our customers that we'll have uptime all the time. This brings us very close to being able to do that, because if there is a problem, we can identify it quickly.
Is it a one-time purchase?
Well, it's a one-time purchase of this equipment. At
Oh.
some point in the future, we'll
I mean,
need to
I'm
replace
sorry,
these
I'm not being
devices
clear.
with something
I
else.
apologize. Talking about spending 125 grand.
There's
right
no
now.
subscription.
It's not 125 grand next year.
No,
Is
sir.
there a
No.
maintenance fee?
Per item.
This is, we have two devices that we're getting, and that 125 is for the devices and all the software modules that we need in order to support our applications and maintenance on that equipment for 3 years.
A C3BU, or is this IT budget?
This is TAVT, so this is part of our capital improvement.
Move to consent.
So moved. Were there anything else today?
Oh, ma'am.
Very good. I don't have anything else for the debate agenda. Do we have any legal matters? No legal matters? Let's move into staff reports.
First item, just for your information, is our personnel savings. You can see that our personnel savings are great. So far, fiscal year '24 is $1.2 million, a little over $1.2 million. You can also see our turnover rate there as well. Questions you may have?
And no questions. Let's move into the year-to-date budget reports.
I just want to say, look on the bright side, Chairman Duncan, we're not buying any vehicles today.
I don't think we could afford.
Yes, the first report is a year-to-date budget report for the month ended February. We should be performing around 67% at this time, and all funds are performing as they should be.
Questions? Let's move into this.
The next report is the sales tax update. We have collected funds for the month of January. Those were just over $2.7 million, and our annualized percentage increase is now 1.93%.
Last January was two.
Correct. But I believe this payment was higher than last January.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing.
Yes, yes.
And
Always watching the,
and the investment report.
The investment report, just for your information.
These, that's good. Questions, gentlemen? No questions. Ms. Reese, do you have any other items for us
That's
today?
it.
Thank you. Do we have any commissioner and public comment or participation? None. I have no executive session items. We will adjourn and come back for Development Planning Services Committee meeting in
3 minutes.
3 minutes. Thank you.